Hi Leos, this is Tarot-blee Accurate. Welcome to your love reading for May 6th through June 6th of 2016. If you are new, welcome. Hey, happy to have you. Hope you come back. If you're coming back, thanks so much for coming back. I appreciate all your likes, your shares, your subscribes, all your support. You guys are awesome and the reason why I do these. So we will just get started. We're doing couples and we are doing singles. I think we're going to start with Leo couples first and then move on to singles. This could be for your Leo sun, moon, or rising. Moon signs might resonate the hardest just because they are connected directly to your heart, to your emotions. Some cards are just starting to leap out the deck. One more thing that I wanted to say about love readings, I say this probably every month, but about readings in general, when they last a whole month long, is that sometimes when you watch them when they first come out, you go, that doesn't make sense, that doesn't resonate with me, and then because things haven't happened yet. So then in a couple weeks or towards the end of that month's time, you go back and you watch it again and you're like, holy F, that super makes sense. So keep that in mind. You might, if you start watching this and you're like, not clicking yet, you can shut it off and come back to it in a couple weeks. And then you're like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. I'm glad I watched this now. Okay. So for coupled Leo, sun, moon, or rising, what to expect this month. Just having cards leaping all over the place and coming out in different directions. I'm just going to pull a few more before I even tell you what these are all about because I don't know how they're going to land. That one tried to land right in between these two. You know what? This is so weird. This King of Swords energy is everywhere in everybody's love reading. Very, very interesting. Okay, here we go. Leos that are coupled. You might not have the stability that you want. Maybe you are not living with your partner and you want to be living with your partner. Maybe you don't want to live with your partner and they're like, we need to live together. Your challenge is to look ahead into the future. Your challenge is to be patient and to wait for things to come to you instead of pushing them to be now. You are uncomfortable in this situation. Things are not stable. You don't have that like stability that you want. So right now you're at this place where you're like, got to make a choice. Do I sit here and I wait? Because I don't know if what I'm waiting for is actually coming. I'm telling you it's coming, but you don't really know that it's coming, right? This is why you're watching the video. And you don't know, you just don't know which way to go. You don't want to make a decision. You are blindfolding yourself from the truth. You know what's best for you, but you don't want to know what's best for you. You just want what you want, and you don't want to think about it. You just want things to play out. Here's the deal. You or your partner could just say, you know what, I've had it. I'm leaving. I'm going. I'm getting out of this. Or you guys could be in this scenario together where things are maybe a little unstable right now. Something happened. You're waiting for things to get better. And the two of you are here together trying to make a decision on what to do, but somebody else is stealing from you. Somebody else is either, this could be somebody who works in your house. It could be somebody who cleans your house, who watches your children, something like that, where they're stealing from you. And you're like, we need them. We need them to clean our house. We need them to watch our kids. What do we do? Do we confront them? Do we not? It could be something like that as well. Either way, though, things right now are not even. They're not fair. They're not balanced. The emotion that you are putting into it is maybe not like the emotional investment you're putting into either your relationship or a situation that the two of you are putting into a situation or scenario, circumstance, maybe you're not getting back from that adequately. Emotions are all out of balance this month. You have different ideas of what is important, what needs to be held onto. One of you is saying, let that ish go. The other person is saying, but I need it, but I need it, but I need it. That could be happening right now as well. And the issue is that one of you needs the other person to let something go in order to feel emotionally fulfilled. It is like the end all, say all, be all. Like if you don't let go, if you don't sell that ridiculous car that you have, I will never be happy. That could be what is or it could be anything. But like, if you don't get rid of that, if that's going to be the most important thing in your life, I won't be happy. So this is over. It could be something like that. And they're like, you're framing that wrong. I can make a relationship work with you and still keep this car that I love. Something silly. This person is being honest, but you don't believe them. This feels so familiar. I think this just happened with Virgo couples. Maybe you're in a relationship with a Virgo. Maybe you are a Leo, moon sign, Virgo, sun sign, vice versa, moon, who knows? But this seems real familiar. But your partner, maybe you couldn't trust them before, okay? You can this time. This time they are being honest. This time they are communicating clearly. This time they are telling you, at least I'm not lying to you. At least I'm telling you that even though this other thing is important to me, so is what you are asking for. Your emotional needs are actually important to me, and I didn't show you that before, but I'm telling you now. And you're like, I don't believe you. I need to see you let go of this other thing, or this other person, it could be even too, in order to believe you. But this time they're telling you the truth. They are. This time, they maybe don't have adequate empathy, but this time they are not lying to you. They aren't. Maybe one or both of you are feeling defeatist. Like, you know, we can't do this. Like, we can't create what we want to create because we both want different things. We both have a different idea of what we want the end result to be. So right now, what you do instead is you just focus. You just focus on your work, your hobbies, things like that, in order to get through this tough time, through this tough patch. How are things going to end up, though, by the time that we get to June 6th for you? Well, you know, a lot of that's going to have to do with how you handle these energies and free will on both parts. But let's see. The World. The Six of Pentacles. Oh, this is so good! Yay! Whew. I am delighted to see this because I was not feeling optimistic. Let me be real here. Okay. Here we go. By the time that you get to June 6th, no matter what happens, no matter what choice you make, whether you keep that blindfold on, take it off, the world is yours. What you figure out by listening to your divine intuition, by following the spirit guides, your advice from the angels, following the signs, you get what you wish for. You do. The world is yours. All those little stars there on her outfit are your little wishes, and they have come true. Good. You and your partner are figuring out ways to give to each other. You are being generous. Things are coming into balance finally. Passion reignited, love, joy, taking a time to rest. You are resting and like enjoying your time together. It's no more of this battle, of this fight, of this, you know, what's the word? Like, you know how some of you are giving ultimatums, that kind of thing? It's no more tit for tat. It's no more, well, if this, then this, you know, bickering. But if you were fighting about moving or changing jobs or something like that, you probably won't move yet. If you were thinking before, because of all that ish, that you were going to leave, if you make it this far without leaving, you won't leave. You will stay in this relationship for a long time. And you will find like more emotional depth. Because maybe you were holding back before. You know, maybe before you're like, I don't want to give to this anymore because I'm not getting back adequately. You're finally going to feel comfortable to be able to give them love again, okay? Or start giving them more love. You're finally feeling comfortable to do that. Now, are they going to come at you like super romantic in return? No, but things are balanced, okay? They're not going to be like Matthew McConaughey in a romantic comedy, okay? But things are more balanced than they ever have been, and that's good. So that's why you won't leave. So you have the Page of Wands in reverse, and then the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So your ideas of what you wanted to do, things like that, you may not get to do them, and things might not be exactly as stable and stuff as you wanted. You know how we started out with that card about like your home life? That might not be happening, and it might be because you haven't moved yet. Maybe you're thinking about moving in together, and it hasn't quite happened by the time you get to June 6th, and so that's a little upsetting. But the passion is back. Your relationship's way better. It's much more balanced, much more give and take than it was before. So, I mean, those are all really wonderful things. If you survive it, it's like a new start. It's like a new, passionate, happy adventure. So if you weather the storm with your partner through this month, your relationship is going to be much better, much happier as a result. For Leos who are single, holy moly, these cards are jumpy, jumpy, jumpy. Okay. So, we'll just get started with what's here. For those of you who are single, you might not have entirely singled yourself. You might not have entirely closed the door on a past relationship, and that's maybe why new relationships aren't coming in. The other way that we could take this is that, I'm using the Gilded Tarot, by the way, if you're wondering what this deck is. The other thing is, like, maybe things aren't changing, but right now you're like really focused and like happy and stable in your home life. Like things are good. Like it's spring, you're optimistic, you're happy. Everything is entirely under control. You are like a very powerful person in control of your own destiny. You're creating what you want. You're achieving your own goals, desires, dreams without somebody else. It's maybe not the best time to change jobs, start a new job, start a new business, something like that. Things that are new, maybe not right now, but a lot of emotional fulfillment that I think is coming from within yourself and from the fact that you are able to create your own stability and happiness, which maybe you have never been able to do before. You might have relied on somebody else to give you happiness, and now you're like, I don't need another person. I am choosing to be happy on my own, and that's fine. So your challenges, though, are to really be honest with yourself about what it is that makes you happy, what it is that you really want to do, what you want to achieve, because right now you can achieve all of your goals and create your own happiness and all of those things, but you have to really sort out those things first, but you have the correct energies in order to be able to do so. The other challenge is to save money, to accumulate wealth and just put it to the side because you know you're going to need it later. That's really difficult for you this month. So for singles, how do you do that? How do you figure out how you're going to put that to the side? I would say not. Like, you think of these new ideas, but then maybe go with the old ones and try to put a new spin on them and move those forward. Learn from your past mistakes and go ahead. Does that make sense? But not really trying things that are entirely new, just modifying things. Like learning from your mistakes in the past and modifying your behaviors or your actions in order to do that. So if you don't want to be single, though, how do we attract in a mate? We have 10 of Wands. So continuing to work hard. I mean, you might be tired, but keep working hard. Really, really keep working hard. And then these two jumped out of the deck. What else do we need to know with that one? Okay. You know, I don't think this month is going to be the best month to meet somebody new. And the reason why I say that is because right now is a really good time for you to achieve your dreams, to get what you want. And if you're focused on starting a new relationship right now, instead of working hard on the things that you want, you end up here where you're just not, you're not meeting the kind of people that you want to be with all the time anyway. It causes imbalance in your life, and it interferes in your ability to achieve and realize your dreams. You would have to defend what you're doing all the time to this new person. They'd be like, hey, why don't we go out today, tomorrow, Thursday, Tuesday? And you're like, I have to work. I have stuff to do. And then they kind of turn into an a-hole, and they're like, well, you're not any fun, and, you know, whatever. And they kind of just suck your vibe, because you are, as a fire sign, the King of Wands. You are sexy. You have your life together. Like, you are hot. People are drawn to you, and they're just not, and that hurts your self-esteem. When people straight up call you out on that, like, you are not all these things that you say that you are, or you pretend to be. You're just not focused on love right now. You're not focused, you could be focused on love, but then you F up all of the other things that you're trying to achieve right now. I think this month is not the time to be really, go ahead and date, whatever, but don't put all of your energy into that, because all of your energy needs to go into achieving your dreams, into doing these, accomplishing these tasks and these goals that you have set for yourself. But let's figure out, though, because I know that's kind of a bummer. Like, if you're watching a love reading, you want to know, like, hey, I'm going to meet my soulmate right now. It's saying you come back to this. You'll come back to being this kind of person soon. But when can you expect love opportunities to come to you? We're going to get to that little stack that jumped out here in a second. So when can you expect it to come to you? Definitely not in June. Definitely not. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. Definitely not in June. You might be tempted in July. And here are the people that you might be tempted by. Somebody young and dishonest. Somebody who appears to have their whole life together, but are really just a hot mess on the inside. They are arrogant, they are cocky, they are no good. Somebody who is emotionally super freaking unstable. They are also a hot mess, just in a different way. They are potentially bipolar. They are a total S-storm that you don't have the patience for. You don't. They will put out your inner fire. Somebody who's a total B. Somebody who is like just a straight up C word. Like just a dick. Okay? And then somebody who is also a little bit young and a little too sensitive for you. So in June and July, if you date, these are the kind of people that you are likely to be dating, and they are not your right kind of match. You could also be coming into contact with somebody who seems like a good match, but they just really suck in bed. That's another thing here. So it doesn't really give me a clear answer as to when this person will come into your life, and I imagine that the reason being is because this is a general reading for thousands of Leos. It's sun, moon, and rising too. So for information like that, you might want a personal reading. But yeah, I would say for most of you, it's not going to be June, maybe July, but I doubt it. You're just going to kind of run into those characters. So I'm sorry, but my channel is called Terribly Accurate. I have to give you the accurate truth. So good luck. I will see you in about a week for the general readings, which will also include a little bit more love information. But otherwise, until later, mwah, love and light.